Hello, and welcome to Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm Sam.
And I'm Jim.
And welcome to our Jujutsu Kaisen discussion podcast episode by episode. And today we are on episode 14. We're finally out of the arc. We're on the tournament now.
We did it. I feel like my prediction is this is going to be the final arc of this...
First season?
Yeah, the first season.
This is what appears to be the tuning exam, so it's probably feels like it's going to last a little bit going by the OP, I guess.
Sure. Yeah, it seemed, because we have, a 26 season episode? Or 26 episode season?
That's how usually shows go between 24 and 26. Probably 26. Because we had 13, 13 was that first arc, and then they've got the new OP for the next 13 episodes, sounds about right.
Yeah.
So,
first, I think that's a good place to begin. So wait, what's the episode name?
Kyoto Sister School Goodwill Event Team Battle Part 0.
That's a mouthful.
A little bit compared to the other ones we've had.
I like that they at least said this is Part 0, because this kind of does feel like a Part 0.
Yes, Episode 1 of the Kyoto Goodwill Event arc. So
why is it called that?
Because it's what the event is called. That's why.
What does this have to do with Golden Week? That's my question.
It doesn't. It means everything on Steam's on sale.
I think Golden Week is happening currently as this is recorded.
Yes, it is.
As the people are listening to this, Golden Week is way over.
It's probably like 2 months done.
It's probably like in December when they hear this.
Yes.
Just kidding. So
as we picked up with the arc ending and just straight up, Jogo is smoking his brain pipe, the Krakatoa.
Fine.
I think. Head.
Did you say it when we started watching? I think you said, "Oh, flashback," or maybe in my brain I heard that.
I think you used your brain. I didn't say that.
Okay, because I was like, "Oh, it must be a flashback," and then because we see Mojito, as I like to call him.
Yes.
Jogo, Khal Drogo. And everyone's fine.
Yep,
and
he's
they're just
fine.
Fucking fine.
I thought, okay, will he be scarred mentally from having the soul thing, or just being basically almost like death? But no, he seems to be 100% fine, jumping the hot springs, and I'm just like,
yeah.
I don't like we said last time, we didn't like the arc for end it without the villain dying or like any like damage really done to him, other than just like our plans didn't work, dang. But everything's also going according to plan.
Yeah, literally. That is exactly like, it's, oh, okay, I almost got killed 2 times. Like, we almost had 2 guys die, but no, it's fine.
It seemed like the whole arc didn't matter. Like, it was introduced this new character who only died. It gave motivation for our main character, but...
Also, yeah, it was literally that, and like, we've also now learned their endgame plan, which is to give Yuji the fingers.
Yes.
Which is also Yuji's goal.
We're going to steal the fingers from the school that are going to probably give it to him anyway. We're just going to give it to him quicker.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't know, like, I guess it's writing. I guess you can call this writing, but...
I mean, yeah, that last arc at least gave us Natamura, who was the best teacher out of them all.
Yeah, I honestly, like, the more I think about it, the more gripes I do have with the last arc, but Natamori, whatever, definitely standout character.
Yes. So yeah, that's basically the opening part of it. Do we talk about the OP first before we get into like the cutaway from the villain?
Yes, we should. Okay.
I made a prediction last time. I was right, where the OP was better, and then the ED was going to be worse.
So I'm actually not a huge fan of the OP. I don't think I'd say the first one's better. I'm more used to hearing it, so maybe I need to let
You
this
mean
one...
you're more used to skipping it? Don't say here.
Okay, but I mean, I have heard it more than this one. It's fine. The animation's good.
It does spoil a lot of things.
Okay, so I wanted to... This is something I almost never like to do, because most of the anime that I've watched recently, I've known the source material, so like, for me watching the OP, it's like, okay, well, this is stuff I already know. But let's try and pick apart what we remember from the OP.
The new one?
Yeah, the new one. Try and see. So first off, we see Panda has like a
buff form.
He has a hyper form.
Yes. We see the characters that haven't been introduced yet from the other school, but I think that was, I guess what they're going to be doing for some of them at least. And we saw the nature guy, in part of the bad guy crew, fighting Yuji.
The one that talks backwards.
Yeah.
Or in reverse, I should say.
So he's going to be the Mojito of the arc. Sorry, I think I smacked the mic there.
No, it's fine. I was just making sure that the recording didn't stop like last time. That was very strange.
Yes.
That's a little inside podcasting.
Sure. So yeah, he's just going to be the Mojito, but he's probably going to die since he's not a human-looking character. But even though somehow the volcano guy did live, but...
I still think that was a misstep. I think, like, so the whole porpoise, the whole porpoise of that fight...
Hey, one of them could have a whale power, we don't know.
the sea guy, we haven't seen the ocean guy in a while. The lobster, as you love to call him.
Yes. Jim's a cuttlefish god, get it right.
So for me, if I was writing Jujutsu Kaisen, if I isekai'd into the body of Jujutsu Kaisen's writer, and I was at the scene where I'm gonna potentially write Jogo back in the show, I would say no. Jogo's whole purpose was to show what domains were,
And
and
Gojo,
also like show Gojo's
the
power.
power scaling.
Yeah, and basically that was it. Like, he was kind of a utility character. We don't need to bring him back just because we need to have this humongous cast of bad guys. I think the show really wants, or the anime, whatever, it really wants to have this big cast of characters, and it's very afraid to let anyone go.
Yes.
It was kind of insane that they killed off, what's his name?
Junpei, yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, I was surprised. That's what surprised me the most. But then, but now we're back was, what character we haven't met is, 3, I think. Yeah, we have 3 new characters so far. I guess 4, because the principal from the other school as well.
He was, we saw him before.
I meant the female principal with the scar on her face.
Oh,
the leader of the school, other school.
Is she principal? I thought the old man was the principal.
I think the old man was just the principal, or the guy in charge of all the schools.
Okay.
Because they had the
Superintendent Chalmers.
Yes, the guy with the sunglasses who was with the dolls. He was able to. He was in charge of the Kyoto school, and the lady with the scars in charge of the Tokyo school.
Okay.
So yeah, I do like he's gonna be reintroduced to the gang because the tournament arc coming up. Oh yeah,
Yuji.
The higher ups may come after you, but you're more than prepared for that. And I do like him. Okay, we gotta think of a way to get you in there. Everybody's gonna be super fucking happy to see you. They're gonna be crying. They're gonna throw up.
I did like the humor in this. I've been very critical of the humor in the show. I think it's a lot of duds. Even in this episode, I felt that there were some big duds.
Nanami there, just chilling,
those are funny.
He's good to be a foil to these idiots.
Exactly. He's a perfect straight man to Gojo.
Yes.
Because Gojo, the problem that I have with Gojo is so he's just so unchecked. This guy is just, he's better than everyone and he just get away with murder. Having Nanami there is having something to balance him
having
off
the
of.
businessman mentality.
Yeah. Love Nanami.
He's the MVP of the last arc.
I feel like my 2 characters that I want to see more of right now are Nanami and Megumin.
Megumi.
Megumi. Yeah,
Megumi.
sorry. I'm always gonna say Megumin because Konosuba's ruined it for me.
Yes.
Also,
the one key detail about all of this, because that
Jar Jar.
They didn't tell Yuji about the finger left at when Junpei's mom was killed by.
Oh yes.
That's another big thing. They didn't tell him about the finger because it's gonna be a very traumatic finger, I guess.
So do we think that that's gonna show up again later?
I think the fingers show up. Either A, since you're not gonna tell him one of the villains gonna show up and oh, that's the finger we left for you, the message that we killed your friend's mother.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But if they fed him it then, we have a finger we want to give you from the school. They could have made up that shit and then never came up from the villains other than did you eat the finger that we left for you? And
because it seems like they don't want to. The higher ups don't want to give Yuji the fingers because they have I think they said 6 fingers.
Yeah, they have 6 fingers right now in the school.
They're hoarding for some reason.
Because each finger could just be the one that makes them lose control.
I hate to be
even though we know for a fact Sukuna's not gonna do anything until he chooses to.
Exactly. I hate to be that guy, but
too late.
If these fingers are so fucking important, why was there just one left at a random school that the main character is going to? Remember that's how it
was locked. It was it was in the wrapping.
It was a curse protection totem, I guess. Why was it just left there if they're so valuable that this organization is hoarding them? Because
didn't the girl found it from the Supernatural Club and she was unwrapping it.
Yeah, but it was in an unlocked box that they keep.
That's right. Yeah.
They say that they have these special items in certain places to ward off curses. I think that's how they explained it.
It wasn't the most obvious place of the school.
Yes. It's literally a lockbox.
A lockbox. It wasn't not a smart plan.
So yeah, I don't know. I know that the story needs an inciting incident.
It seemed to work for 100, maybe 1,000 years.
No Japanese students were curious enough to ever open
not smash it or break it. Yeah, no delinquents.
I don't know. It's just have they always been hoarding these? Have they just recently have they been in the world as curse deterrents, and now the organization's okay, we need to recall all these so that we can hoard them suddenly?
Yeah,
because Sukuna's back apparently.
Yes.
I don't know. Don't answer this, commenters.
So, and then we learned that so it cuts back to our crew, and that the tournament's going to be held in Kyoto, in their home territory.
Well, no.
No. Remember, they were going to Tokyo.
You're flipped.
Oh, flipped. I'm flipped. I'm drunk.
So yeah, they're in Tokyo. And that was actually okay. This is a funny joke that I liked. So, her name, it begins on N. right? The Hammer Girl.
No,
Not
Nobara.
Nobara. So Nobara's whole, she has like all this like suitcase.
One day you'll remember her name. It's going to be Jim's like magnum opus of
what
this
are we,
podcast.
15 episodes in?
Yeah.
14 episodes
She hasn't been in like an important character
That's
in like
true.
the entire last arc, so
she's frankly barely a character.
her name moved away, Jim. Calm down.
I'm getting heated.
I'm getting heated.
Oh,
I'm gonna move away from my house.
Don't you make me move away from here.
I'm sorry, Nobara fans.
I'm not.
I find it hilarious.
I'm sure that she becomes an excellent character later on. Rolling my eyes. So I do love this scene. Because her whole gimmick of being like the comic relief character has not really worked for me, except here, where she's all packed up and ready to go to Kyoto, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to do sightseeing," and they're like, "No, this is not going to Kyoto. This is our school. The sister school in Kyoto." Like the wording.
Why did no one mention this? Like. No one really mentioned it though. They're like, "Oh, I'm wondering why you were not here for a while."
Maki made a funny little comment. Maki made a funny comment where she said something like, "Oh, this explains why our conversations have been like confusing and weird lately." Because she like Nobara was under the impression they were going to be traveling and they were not. Yeah, whatever. I just thought it was funny. I laughed at the funny joke.
Someone named Yudo dominated last year, and that's why they have home field advantage.
Yeah, and we see
like a flash of him.
Yeah, we see, and it seems to be like a big fleshy curse monster or something.
It's a dude. It was a dude.
But yeah, in the background, there's like a big fleshy curse monster.
So yes. So then we get the standard like tournament arc like setup of here's all the antagonist team that's going to butt head with our team. Yeah. Essentially. Like us beating, the Chunin exams did it. Like I mean, the martial arts tournament, Dragon Ball Z did it. Like every tournament arc did it. Yu Yu Hakusho. Like you gotta build up the rivals, I guess, to it.
And the fun thing is, I feel like this is such a trope in tournament arcs too, where you have like already teased one or two big names.
We have half of them have been teased. Yeah, because we get so they have
Toto.
Yeah, we have Toto, but we also have like Mechamaru, who's like a robot.
He's like a robot made of wood, which I'm very visually intriguing.
I think I made a prediction that he's going to be that nature guy in the end, because there always has to be a traitor or actual like bad guy in like the tournament arcs.
Yeah, you gotta always have a reason to cut away from it. Like it's always mid. It's never like the climax finale. It's always like mid tournament, and then you gotta finish the tournament.
And then there's Momo, who comes from like a Ghibli witch movie.
Hopefully not the new one.
No, not the CG one, but like has her hair, that hairstyle where it's just like
it's very like silly, whimsical sort of witch girl. She got a big broom she carries around.
Obviously, be witch theme, and
I really want to see what her power is going to be. I'm curious.
Probably flying.
Probably, but I want something more interesting than just flying.
Then there's like the blind guy, the guy who I'm guessing is blind with his eyes closed.
He looks like the most forgettable character in the show to me. Like I kept forgetting he was in scenes.
Yeah. Noritoshi Kamo.
Sure.
And then there was one more. And then there's the girl we seen, the fanboy of Gojo that we seen.
Kami, or what's her name? It's like 4 letters. Kawami.
I can't remember.
Miwa.
All right.
Just like in my 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim video game.
Sure. And then then we get the teaser of the leader of the one other school with the scar on her face.
Yeah, okay, I was just confused at her presence because the way that the
Urahime.
Okay, so Hime means princess.
Sure.
I know that from Mononoke Hime, also known as Princess Mononoke, and to your gaijins out there. So what I'm kind of confused about...
She's a student student counselor, sorry.
Okay, I was gonna say she's definitely supposed to be older. She's older than
Gojo. Yeah.
So yeah, my confusion is we kind of have like our groups paired off. Like we have the students, we have like the first years, we have the second years, and then we have the chaperone teacher, who is supposed to be Miwa and Gojo, and then we've got this other girl, and then we even have the principal headmaster. Like we have those. So this is like the one character that to me was like she didn't really have like one corresponding. Unless Miwa is just below Gojo and I don't realize this.
But
this is unimportant.
Unimportant.
I was just confused as to who this character was. I was also confused as to why I should care about this character.
We'll find out.
I utterly had no interest in her.
She's gonna be someone who's standing in the stands and is gonna be like judging everything, or like maybe knows that if someone goes too far, step in.
I'm sure she's gonna have a badass moment where she does a big power blast or something.
Maybe her weird power that she'll see for 2 seconds. That's OP and then never see again.
Yeah.
So yeah.
One thing I want to harp on a lot of details in this one. I do like how scars are drawn in this anime.
Yeah.
Because like I feel like in anime, scars are always just drawn as like a flat thing.
Like a white line or like a colored line like on them.
Yeah. And it always looks weird and not like a scar. But this show they draw like texture on the scar and it actually looks like a kind of like dried flesh. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. That should do look cool. I think that's like that school has 2 scars on them. I think.
Toto, yeah.
Yeah. So basically, we also get the introduction with Gojo comes back, gives souvenirs to the other people to calm him down, and then he reveals
his master plan.
His master plan was for Yuji to jump out of like a box, which is obviously they were going to do. Everybody, like, the one side is this pit, like this, like really, and the other people are not even paying attention because they're too distracted by souvenirs.
Yeah, I did really like this joke.
He also says like OPP.
Oh yeah, that was later.
He says OPP. No, he actually says OPP when he comes out of the box.
Oh, did he?
That's why he mentioned like, what does OPP even mean? Because you don't know it means other people's pussy.
Ocean Pacific Pact or whatever he said.
It's other people's pussy. We know it from this hit
song. So I really liked this whole disconnect. It further illustrates how Gojo is just completely mentally immature. He thinks that everyone's gonna like love this moment when everyone is like
because the only way
very confused.
The only way to train people was a stupid amount of power, or the people that like going to have that was the deep Sakuna side of it, just to make them trained by the most immature person ever. With also infinite amount of power, who also acts like an idiot. Like they're perfect for each other, but who knows what that might lead to. Yeah,
they are. I feel like what the author wants us to get into is like we want to feel like their relationship's really close, that Yuji and Gojo have like this really deep connection.
Yes.
So that my prediction, Gojo is going to get like he's going to get boxed at the end of this arc. He's going to get like put in this.
He's going to get fridged.
He's going to get fridged, but not killed. Fridge means killed.
Yeah.
He's going to get like trapped. We're gonna. I feel like season 2 will be like a Gojo retrieval arc. That's my prediction.
Or Gojo gets distracted by literally by a freaking bee flying around while he's not even going to be like in here.
True. But so yeah, like I think we're building up this connection with Yuji and Gojo so that it hurts later. When Gojo gets
I don't know, remember all these people like, oh man, All Might's definitely going to die this season. All Might's definitely going to die this season.
That's a really good comparison to like debunk my idea.
Yeah, so like, I don't know. You can say in Dragon Ball Z, oh, this is Vince's character going to die, but the joke is every character has died in Dragon Ball Z.
Multiple times.
Multiple times. So yeah, then we learned like the first exercise, I guess, or this competition for the tournament is that each team has to exercise the grade 2 curse lurking around the battlefield, and whoever eliminates it wins, and you're allowed to interfere like any way you want.
So it's kind of like an anything goes sort of.
It's populated with a bunch of other curses as well. So and if the grade 2 isn't exercised by sunset, the team with the most exorcism wins. It's kind of like you can kill the one thing with the golden snitch, but you also can just score points on the side if you want.
It's kind of that's a really good way to phrase it.
Because like we forget like because there was the grade scaling for curses as well. Mm-hmm. But like I'm assuming it's supposed to be like a little bit higher for what the students are supposed to be. So
yeah. So you said grade 2, right? So
yes.
Grade 2, I forget how the curse gradings go. Does it go down?
Because there's the grade system, and the finger scaling, and I'm not bringing up the scaling system.
There's also, not only is there a demon grade system, but there's also a Jujutsu sorcerer grade system, which corresponds to it, but it's a little bit different. So I think that grade 1 would be the highest, grade 5 is the lowest.
Yes, that's how it scales. One's the highest, or I think.
Okay, so they're going after grade 2, so that's pretty challenging.
Yes. So
it's pretty tough.
So what the golden snitch, you can go for it. But from what we see from after this, just like not Netero, the guy in charge of the school, it's just like, I want you guys to take him out, or take out the Sakuna.
Kill Yuji.
Vessel. Yeah, kill Yuji. Kill the Sakuna vessel. Kill Yuji. Just like just do it, and like
this is so fucking stupid.
Yes.
This is so short-sighted.
Kind of like it's not gonna go out well. Just then because like it's like kind of shows pair them off, but like I can tell some of them aren't really gonna be the ones that really get into a fight or like intensely, because
yeah, like I can't see a situation where, because like the whole thing with having Toto and Mai initially was like
Mai's gonna fight her sister, definitely.
But I think it was kind of a misdirect to make you think these are going to be bad guys, but they're actually just going to.
Oh yeah, those two that we've been introduced beforehand are going to be fine. And we had the one from the Goji gag we had earlier. I think she'll be fine. She's there to be cute, like fangirl over Gojo, because like, when the whole thing happened with Gojo giving souvenirs, she's like the happiest person ever, and it's so adorable.
Who, Miwa?
Yeah, Miwa. Okay, Aqua in a business suit.
Yeah, Miwa definitely seems like she's not gonna be like an asshole betrayer.
Yeah.
Where's the robot and the blind guy? Yeah. The close eyes guy.
Where the because one storms out because like he doesn't want to take orders from anybody. Our number one.
Toto. Yeah, Toto seems like he's not.
If anything, he's going to fight Megumi again, just so because last time he got interrupted.
Yeah.
And just to ask him what his dream woman is again.
Also, we do get some. Like, I can't remember if this was like that scene or another scene, but we get some clarification where they talk about the I forget his name.
Togi?
Is he the speech user?
It cuts between them and the other team. Yeah, about how his speech works and that how like because this is the first time Yuji is meeting these people.
Yeah, he was like, why is a panda talking?
Yeah, and like why are you saying like salmon? Like it makes it like, oh yeah, he's a speech user. Like he's super powerful, but like you can't just use any easy word to kill yourself because like it can have feedback on him. Like we don't know what that means, but
so that's kind of clever to like limit him because really he could just say like kill yourself. Like
yeah,
you can say KYS and
there's a scaling. There's at least the pros and cons to his power.
There's a balance,
yeah,
if you will, like every good fighting game should.
Never had the drawback.
So I'm really interested to see what we do with that because the other thing too, my I
would say when Maki wanted to get her knife back, that was like
that was really
episode 3, and it broke from the episode, so we just like blamed it on Gojo having it.
Yeah, I really like that a little bit. That was another funny humor. The humor can be good.
Nice little callback, like oh yeah, that makes sense. She would have that.
But yes, the one thing with the cursed speech user guy, Yogi, what's the name? Yogi Bear.
Yogi.
Toji? Did you say Toji?
Togi.
Togi.
Toge.
Togi. Toge. Like Doge.
Yes, like Dogecoin. Yeah.
Dogecoin.
We're bringing a new currency.
I'll never forget that name now. I'll never forget his name.
Dogecoin.
Tune in next week to see if I remember his name. So, on next week's Jujutsu Kaisen Wednesday.
Yeah, we don't take this next session, maybe. Who knows how long this goes.
Alright, so... oh, damn, this is getting long. Okay, let's try and wrap this up quick. So my whole thing with Toge... is I want to know, like, we know that he's able to speak through, like, the ingredients of rice balls. So he's like salmon,
those are the words that don't affect people or, like, don't affect anything.
Yeah.
So, like, but, like, I'm like, you couldn't teach this man sign language.
That's the thing. Like, I'm wondering, is this does he use kind of like a code? Like, does the word salmon mean something to his friends? Like, does salmon mean, like, yes? Does, like, roe mean, like, no?
Yeah.
I don't know if they care enough. As you said, like, he could... I guess, like, the spirit of him learning sign language would be against his power. Because like, it's still communication. Like, it's still speech in a way.
I don't think this learning, like, moving your fingers would nerf your thing. It'd just be a way to communicate with your allies.
But that's the thing. It's, like, it's still communication. Like, it's still conveyance in a way.
It's just, like, but it's going to be a drawback where he tries to attempt to do sign language, his fingers are just going to, like, break.
That would be interesting. I don't know.
It's just to be a gimmick, I guess.
It's kind of... we mentioned
it's just to keep up the gimmick of just him speaking in like that.
I'm sure that we're overthinking this.
Yeah, probably.
All right. Anything else?
What's it called? Oh, and then Gojo also talking to the other counselor in the other school, talking about how there's a traitor.
Yeah.
As well, or a mole.
Someone is communicating with the curses.
Because these curses can speak English or speak Japanese, I guess.
Yeah.
And that's kind of an issue. And there's obviously a intelligent group of bad guys that's obviously mad sus.
So we never got a proper like confirmation on who the scar-headed man is.
Yeah, we still don't know anything about him at
Presumably he knows them, like Gojo maybe, because he made a remark like episodes ago where he said he didn't want to come into contact with any of the Jujutsu high school kids.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if he's going to show up as, like, a teacher or something in this arc, maybe?
Maybe, but I feel like at least those two... Those aren't the only two schools. Maybe, like, there's another school, maybe, that they could be pretending to be from.
Potentially.
Like in the tuning exam in Naruto, they had the Sound Village, which was obviously, like, the fake village made by the bad guy. So they were obviously all bad. So
is that like where you get like characters like Rock Lee and Sasuke and
that's where
Sakura?
No, that's all Leaf Village. The Sand Village is also bad in that arc, but Sand Village became cool. But no, the Sand Village is obviously it's like the bad guy is made this village so he could be in this tournament arc, and literally anybody involved in that village will be bad, and they are
Good.
They're just there to be jobbed out to the other characters.
Stupid. Did I ever tell you someone did a video where he's like, I'm gonna train like Rock Lee to see if I can get stronger.
Yeah, the weights on his legs.
He did, and he said it was like. Unfortunately, it did work. He did get faster, but he said every day was like hell, like walking around with the weights on his legs. He's like, I felt like my bones are gonna break.
Yeah.
So don't do it, kids.
Also, and the episode ends with like doing the let's go, guys, but then do the pose. But since Yuji takes the front, Maki just kicks the shit out of him out of the way, and like you ain't leading, motherfucker.
Which I really like that because it's
this is a Maki show.
Yes, but no, it's a good point because like Yuji's the non-person to these people right now. Like, first off, he never even met half of them.
you had your first interaction with him.
They don't even know if he has like any curse ability. Like, we know that
they don't know any of his training or what happened to his. I think it had a little bit of a tease about like I think when Megumi talks over to Yuji about like are you good kind of thing, and just him kind of remembering the whole fight and all the bullshit he went through.
Yeah.
So like he knows he went through shit, so he probably like okay, you're good, let's go.
Yeah, we love Megumi here. Megumi's good.
Yes, our real main character.
I've never read Naruto, but like the idea of taking the Sasuke-like character and just making him not an asshole, is a really good idea.
Not yet. Because
I'm thinking of like.
Vegeta's an asshole.
Vegeta's an asshole, but like it works because
you need that.
He was a villain for a bit.
You need that hothead asshole to the Goku's carefree, childlike brain.
Yeah.
Or brain damaged head of him.
Canonically,
his brain damage. The only reason he didn't destroy the Earth is because he fell off the fucking waterfall and banged his head.
Love it.
Hey, can't be Broly, the original Broly, not Super Broly, who was angry at Goku for crying
as a baby.
Yeah, they changed that though. Much better.
I'm sure they did. I would like to watch that Broly movie one day.
And then we get then you got a little gag at the end. Edie is worse.
Edie, I get it. I know what the gimmick is. Like, haha, we're like kids, like Gen Z on their phone.
That one weirdly animated part, like a real life thing instead of like.
I think it's the scene at the beach and like Nobura.
Someone.
What's her name?
Nobura.
She does learn it. She like walks away from the water. She like recoils back from the water, and she looks like she's fucking rotoscoped. It was pretty. It was very, very well drawn. Good drawing. Japanese animation studio.
Jim literally had to remind me with the little gag at the end with like, oh, that's the idol from that one gag
yes.
at the end.
Oh, I forgot that was. I just remember the OPP part. But yes, I love that.
Oh, then they mentioned OPP at the end.
So yeah, we see this hilarious. It felt like a non sequitur, like this schoolgirl idol girl.
Episode, what's OPP or it's.
But we see like her go and get sushi, and it's like random, and then we see Toto like smiling, watching this on TV, and he's like, "I love her.
She's great. We're best friends."
It's very funny. I think the idea of having this guy just like obsessed with an idol is a funny quirk. I know it's not original, but it makes me laugh.
The fact that we had the interactions of him and her, and then Mai and her was like the Mai interaction is like my favorite.
I love that so much. I love that she was like, "Oh my god, a woman! Oh, I'll never forget that you came. I never see women come visit me."
It's like the only time Mai wasn't a huge bitch to anybody or walking to a public place with a gun.
I love that. I really love that little bit.
Yes, and then that's the end of the episode. Yeah. So
I'm excited to see where this goes. It looks like we're gonna get a fight like right next episode.
Episode 0. We're going right into the Chunin exams in the woods like we did in Naruto, and we're probably gonna get fights between certain characters unless we get a group battle. But I feel like it's gonna be everybody's split up. I think because communication is key. Because they've been talking about Togi about like, oh, we need to once you know he's coming, he's not that difficult, or we gotta get him away from from people.
It's like for him, the element of surprise is enough to like win a fight. Because if he sneaks up on you and makes you freeze for a second, then like you're screwed.
Happened before that he came out of nowhere to break up the fight and like screwed him over.
Yeah.
If he knows he's there or knows that he's like in the area, then he can probably get a win.
Mm-hmm. I really just want to see Megumi. I want to see him come back. I love this boy.
I want to know.
I have so much fucking hope that his character's good.
Will Sukuna come out in this arc?
No.
Because of Megumi's power, or something that will trigger Megumi.
He is interested in Megumi.
He's the only person who's interested in the show. He's not even interested in Yuji. He's
just like
interested
me.
in Megumi. Yes.
It's literally just like me.
It's like
maybe I don't think so. I think we're saving that for like a late reveal.
Or he makes a deal. Or he tells him to make a pact with him. Sukuna makes a pact with Megumi, or Megumi makes a pact with Sukuna.
But no, don't the pact. I think some characters the pacts need to be made with oneself. Like a pact is something you make with
Sukuna
yourself.
breaks the rules though.
That's true.
Sukuna is like the anti-curse man.
So it is actually an interesting gray area. So one character said, like, you can't force people to make a pact. Pact needs to be made by yourself. So
it happened in the beginning when you're trying to figure out why he didn't make a pact or like a potential reason other than just maybe I did this wrong. And maybe I shouldn't have just turned the man to an unturnable monster. Maybe I should have just wounded him mortally.
Maybe this whole arc was incredibly rushed and I should have planned things out more.
Maybe this arc should have ended a different way.
But so... because Sukuna and Yuji are like kind of the same person, I wonder if that's kind of why the pact works there.
As I said, Sukuna breaks the rules of everything, so I'm not sure, but...
Because really, what is the pact? The pact is that Yuji will give control to Sukuna.
He'll give control to Sukuna for 1 minute. He doesn't know when, and he will forget they made that pact.
And also Sukuna will not hurt anyone.
Yes, he will not hurt or kill.
I will not hurt anyone, yeah.
I won't harm anybody.
I still can't believe he didn't say just your friends. Like, I can't believe he said anyone.
Yeah,
it makes me feel like Sukuna is just not a bad guy.
And that was the only part where he wasn't like a complete asshole. He was like very like serious about it. Like, okay, straight up, like I'm not gonna hurt anybody. Just make this pact with me. Just get it over with. I think he was kind of just really wanted to do it.
I know this one's going super long, but I really want to bring this up. Do you think Sukuna will ultimately be like the big bad of the series, or / just a bad guy at all?
I think I made a prediction where he somehow will split from Yuji, so Yuji doesn't end up having to die. Like,
and then Yuji will just come back in some way. But I feel like it's very likely that Sukuna will just be a good guy.
I don't want this to be a retread of the Nine-Tailed Fox and Naruto, where you think it's going to be this big bad, and they become friends eventually, and especially how he's been acting, how he's more of like. Because like most of the way of Kurama in the Nine-Tailed Fox and Naruto is just like it was only an argument inside of him where like Sukuna will come out and just talk shit with everybody around him off of him, and like he's way more like antagonistic because he affects not only Yuji but everybody else. Because remember when he tried to resonate the souls or affect the soul, it fucked him up and didn't really have it in Naruto. So like
the fact that
I think he will be more antagonistic unless we get like, I don't know. I don't think he'll be redeemed. I don't think so.
But okay, looking at what Sukuna's done so far, so he's already promised to not kill anyone. Because he's already not killed anyone. Sukuna has not killed any of our characters' friends.
Sukuna, yes, but he did wound like them pretty bad.
True, but he still didn't like. But everyone wounds each other. It's shonen. Like,
yeah, and the thing
killing is different.
He's very OP minus like Gojo, because Gojo's the only one that can actually beat him up, I think.
That's true. Well, we saw that. We saw him get fucking trounced by Gojo. Because he only had one finger.
Only one finger.
I mean, Gojo's like, he's a grade 1. With a grade 1 going up against one finger, come on. I feel like I have to do long division to figure this shit out.
You divide it by a finger, carry the grade system, and see how, and
multiply by gunshot.
By a gun, the power of gun.
All right, so I don't know. Where I'm landing, I feel like Sukuna is totally going to get redeemed.
I don't think so.
He's going to become a good guy.
No.
The fact that he's not done anything bad yet is very suspect for him being a villain.
Also, this episode did exceed my expectation, where I thought they were going to beat up Yuji when he revealed to be alive, and they did nothing. So they exceeded my expectation by doing nothing. They defeated the shonen trope. It
was like I was ready for the beat where she would hit him in the head with a hammer. I was waiting for that.
They didn't do it. They did the they're talking about me somewhere else, so I'm going to sneeze trope, which I don't understand, but still.
It's like the third time this show's done
I've always seen that trope in everything, and I'm guessing it's more of a Japan thing, but.
Yeah, I've literally internalized that trope myself, and I feel weird about it. Like,
yeah, because every time you sneeze, it's just someone talking shit behind you about your back. Behind your back.
That explains why I have allergies so often.
I know. That's why my eyes burn, because it doesn't. So.
All right.
Anything else you want to talk about?
Nope.
Because okay,
wrap it up.
It was a very
this has been so long.
It was a very prologue heavy, like exposition heavy episode.
Yeah,
so
I figured we were gonna have a longer because there was a lot of stuff I wanted to bring up.
It was an episode 0, definitely.
Yeah.
So, thank you all for listening to us just bullshit about this. Please like, comment, subscribe, all this stuff. Don't spoil everything, once again. Don't spoil any future stuff past this arc.
If you keep spoiling, I'm just not going to look at the comments anymore, guys. And I know you want me to look at the comments.
Yeah, how's going to tell us we're mispronouncing stuff on purpose?
True.
You can join the Discord. You can follow me and Jim or the podcast on Twitter. And I think that's just about everything.
That's it.
All right, then I guess this is it. So goodbye. Thank you for listening.
Bye, and thank you for listening.
Bye-bye. And that shit.